Effective purchasing is crucial for a successful food service operation. It's a skilled job that involves knowing about different products and market conditions. The goal is to get the right amount of high quality food at the best time, place, and price. To maintain quality, it's important to only buy food that meets specific written standards from trustworthy suppliers. When considering products, it's essential to look at things like quality grade, weight, contents, and packaging.
In choosing which ingredients to buy, it's important to apply the FIFO principle, which stands for first in, first out. This means that the item you purchased or stock first should be used or consumed first. This ensures that nothing gets too old or expires because you're always using the oldest items first. So, FIFO is a way of making sure your ingredients don't go to waste and you're using them in the order you bought them.
In purchasing raw meat, always check for its appearance quality attributes, which includes the skin and meat color. Make sure that there are no bruises or hemorrhages and tears of the skin. Fresh chicken must be light pinkish hue because if the color fades and it's looking yellow or gray where it already has molds, then it's no longer safe to eat. Don't forget to weigh raw meat before purchasing to find out how much it will cost and to know and check if it's the right quantity or amount needed.
As soon as a food arrives at the facility, it should be inspected for proper conditions. Quality and quantity of a delivery should be checked at the time of delivery. Foods must be received and stored immediately. Should you wear the proper clothes and equipment, such as an apron, gloves, and a hairnet? Using the gloves to inspect the received foods whilst doing the receiving standard operating procedures, which are sight, touch, and smell. All refrigerated food are ought to be taken care of rapidly to forestall time and temperature abuse. Lastly, reject food with an abnormal or unpleasant odor. Food starts to deteriorate as soon as it is gathered or the meat is butchered. Food is ought to be put away under the right conditions, that is, the right temperature, humidity, lighting, and environment to reduce the growth of microorganisms and keep food safe and suitable throughout its expected shelf life. Types of storage such as refrigeration, freezing, and drying. All food, chemicals, and provided are ought to be put away in a way that guarantees quality and boosts security of the food. Most importantly, keep units closed.
Thawing is the vital process of raising the temperature of a frozen item like food above freezing point. For safety, thaw within the refrigerator. Complete preparation within 4 hours. And be cautious with raw meat placement to prevent cross-contamination.
The preparation and service of food can involve one or more steps. During preparation, an important technique that can be used to promote safety is small batch preparation. Food preparation is usually done at room temperature. Use gloves and always use clean, sanitized equipment. Clean and sanitize cutting surfaces and equipment after handling raw poultry meat, fish, or eggs, and before working on another food. Clean as you go. Do not wait until the end of the workday. Do not mix leftovers with freshly prepared foods. And lastly, use color-coded cutting boards for products whenever possible.
Cooking is to increase the palatability and to tenderize and change the character of food. In cooking, we need to prepare products that will not be cooked away from other products. The total time of food should not exceed 4 hours at room temperature. It is important to not use holding equipment to cook or reheat foods. Also, reduce time of holding foods before serving by using batch cooking. The exposed food ingredients to room temperature for 2 hours or less should be returned to the refrigerator. Lastly, in cooking, it is important to avoid overcooking as it can affect the quality of the food and makes the food harder to digest. Once food is heated or cooked, the food must be maintained at a temperature to limit the growth of bacteria. In holding, keep foods covered to retain heat and to keep contaminants from falling into food. Prepare and cook only as much food as is needed. Lastly, do not add raw food to cooked food.
Cooling is a process of removing heat from food quickly enough to prevent microbial growth. One method is done by placing foods in shallow containers no deeper than 2 inches and leaving them uncovered until cold. To consider, one must reduce the quantity of the food being cooled. Cut large food items into smaller pieces or divide large containers of food into small containers. When cooked food will not be served right away, it must be cooled as quickly as possible to prevent microbial growth.
Before serving, ensure cleanliness around the service line with warm soapy water and clean cloth. Sanitize the area using an approved sanitizer and adopt a practice of cleaning and sanitizing utensils before each use. Handle flatware and utensils by their handles. Always use gloves or utensils. Lastly, maintain hygiene by washing hands between each distinct task.
Reheating is a process to heat foods or those leftovers that has been cooled in a food service establishment. After storing the leftover food, reheat it in a microwave or stovetop in a medium-low heat and stir it frequently. Steaming can also be an option, where in fact it is excellent in reheating frozen foods. Before serving, check the temperature of the food and serve the food immediately, and place it in a steam table and recheck temperature.